In the late 19th century, the United States was undergoing profound social, political, and economic transformations. The aftermath of the Civil War, 1861 to 1865, left the nation grappling with the devastating consequences of slavery and the complex realities of integrating formerly enslaved African Americans into society. The Reconstruction era, which followed the Civil War, sought to promote civil rights and provide opportunities for African Americans, yet it was fraught with significant challenges. Despite constitutional amendments granting citizenship and voting rights to black individuals, many white Americans vehemently opposed these changes. This resistance manifested in violent acts, including lynching, which became a horrific tool of Russian terror aimed at maintaining white supremacy and enforcing social control. The rise of Jim Crow laws in the South institutionalized racial segregation and discrimination, exacerbating the plight of black communities. Various forms of violence, including lynching, were justified by false narratives that painted black men as dangerous and predatory. This era's social climate was characterized by widespread racism, economic disparity, and struggle for civil rights that would continue for generations.
Ida B. Wells emerged as a prominent African American journalist, educator, and civil rights activist whose work left an indelible marks on the struggle for justice in the United States. Born on July 16, 1862, in Holly Springs, Mississippi, Wells was the daughter of former enslaved people who instilled in her the values of education and advocacy. Throughout her life, she faced numerous obstacles, including systemic academics and gender discrimination, yet she remained resolute in her commitment to social justice. Throughout her investigative journalism, she sought to expose the hypocrisy and moral feelings of society that condone such atrocities. Wells in particular notes for her flies reporting on lynching, a brutal form of racing violence that plagued the South at the turn of the century. Her writing not only documented the horrors of lynching but also called for an end to this heinous act, urging the public to confront the reality of raising violence. Her impact extended behind journalism. She was an activist who organized camping, lectures, movements, and promoting civil rights for African Americans.
Ida B. Wells was born into a family that placed a high value on education and instilled in her a strong sense of purpose from a young age. As the eldest of 8 children, she took on significant responsibility early in life. The devastating loss of both of her parents to yellow fever when she was just 16 years old thrust her into the role of primary caregiver for her siblings, a challenge that would shape her resilience and determination. Despite the financial hardship that followed her parents' death, Laura pursued her education at Ross College in Early Springs. However, her time there was cut short after just 1 year due to financial difficulties. Nevertheless, her passion for education and writing remained unmissed. She began teaching in local school and soon began to write for various newspapers, using her voice to speak out on issues affecting her community and highlighting the injustice.
She employed statistics and personal narratives to underscore the brutality of lynching and to mobilize support for civil rights. Her effort not only educated the public but also galvanized a movement that would lay the groundwork for future civil rights activism. Ida B. Wells became a formidable journalist and activist, using her writing to expose the systemic injustices faced by African Americans in a society steeped in racial violence. The lynching of her friend Thomas Moss in 1892 catalyzed her activism and prompted her to investigate and document the circumstances surrounding these brutal acts. Her pamphlet, Southern Horrors: Lynch Law in All Its Phases, was groundbreaking in its approach. It challenged the prevailing stereotypes that justify lynching, arguing instead that these acts were often carried out under the guise of protecting white women, a narrative used to rationalize racial terror. Wells traveled extensively, giving lectures across the United States and abroad, raising awareness about the horrors of lynching and advocating for anti-lynching legislation.
In 1892 was published the Southern Horrors Lynch Law in All Displaced, a seminal work. This book documented and exposed the lynching practices, drawing national attention to racial injustice. Ida B. Wells' relentless advocacy and journalism significantly contributed to raising awareness about the lynching and racial violence in America. Her work helped to change the dominant narratives that justified these atrocities and inspired a generation of activists. She became a co-founder of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, an organization that would play a crucial role in the civil rights movement. Her commitment to justice and equality influenced the legislative efforts aimed at protecting civil rights, and she became a symbol of the fight against the racial injustice. In the recognition of her contribution, Wells received numerous awards posthumously, celebrating her legacy as a pioneering journalist and civil rights advocate. Her work continues to be studied and honored, reflecting the enduring impact she has had on the struggle for justice and equality.
Why remember her? Ida B. Wells is remembered as a pioneering figure in the ongoing struggle for civil rights and social justice. Her unwavering dedication to truth about justice just laid a robust foundation for future activities and movements. Wells challenged societal norms and boldly spoke out against injustice, making her an important symbol of resilience, courage, and the flight of equality. Her legacy serves as a reminder of the power of advocacy and the importance of confronting injustice in all its forms. The lessons from her life and work particularly relevant today as contemporary movements continue to confront issues of racial violence, inequality, and systemic injustice. By remembering her contributions, we are reminded of the ongoing struggle for justice and the need for continued activism in the face of adversity.
Ida B. Wells was a remarkable individual whose tireless efforts and unyielding commitment to fighting against racial injustice have left a lasting legacy. Her work not only exposed the horrific realities of lynching but also inspired countless individuals to take action against racial violence and inequality. Her legacy continues to resonate in contemporary movements for justice and equality, serving as a powerful reminder of the importance of advocacy and the ongoing struggle for civil rights. Remembering Ida B. Wells is essential not only for honoring her contribution but also for understanding her historical context of racial injustice in America. Her life and work illuminate the ongoing challenges faced by marginalized communities and the importance of standing up against injustice and all its forms.